Now I'd like to turn to the members of our National Advisory Committee. In addition to providing valuable advice to the Foundation and the NPO, the NAC always worked closely with the sites to assure that the scholar selection process each year admitted the best candidates to the program. They also have served as incredible role models for the scholars, exemplifying the highest standards of scholarship in their respective disciplines, as well as in health policy. While participating actively in annual meetings and site visits and giving generously of their time, counsel, and advice to scholars. Just amazing work. The program has been truly blessed to have had such an illustrious and industrious group of individuals populating the NAC. However, before we begin with the individual honors, I'm sorry to say that Barbara Sinclair, a former NAC member whom we hope to see here for this celebration, succumbed to cancer this past February. She was a tremendous contributor for many years, and her presence is greatly missed. Also, David Mechanic had planned to attend but had to withdraw for family medical reasons. His presence also is missed. And Bill Evans, who was an NAC member for many years, had to bow out for work-related reasons, but he sent this message, quote, "I want to say how grateful I am to have been a part of the Scholars Program. The meetings in December when we reviewed packets were the most genuine, honest, and authentic exchange of ideas I've ever had in academics. People were allowed to speak, we disagreed, and we moved on without any hurt feelings. It is what academics should be about. That was really brought about by the tone set by you and Mark," end quote. Tonight, however, we're very fortunate to have 11 of 12 current NAC members present. Only Eric Potashnik could not be here owing to family commitments. However, we thank Eric in absentia for his 3 years of valuable service from 2013 to 2016. For the 11 who are present, as I call your name, please come forward and accept a certificate from the Foundation honoring your participation as an NAC member, along with a small gift from the NPO as a token of our deep appreciation for your service. Lauren Baker. Is Lauren here? We knew that Lauren might be delayed, so Lauren is a professor of health research and policy at Stanford University. He has served on the committee since 2013. You probably don't know that we offered him a place in cohort 1, but he turned us down to join the Stanford faculty. In retrospect, this undoubtedly was a good decision for him, but we always regretted losing him. While we may have been unsuccessful in recruiting him as a scholar, we're truly thankful that he agreed to join the NAC years later. So we thank Lauren for his service. Cosley Simon. Cosley is professor in the School of Public and Environmental Affairs at Indiana University. Like Lauren, Cosley became an NAC member in 2013. Although her time on the committee has been relatively brief, she never ceases to amaze us with her extraordinary ability to lead a highly active academic life while raising 6 young children. She even joined us on a site visit with a child under each arm. We're still uncertain as to how she manages to juggle her responsibilities, but we are never disappointed. We're just too exhausted watching her do it. And I understand she is without any children this time, so she's free for once. Cosley, we gratefully thank you for your service. Deborah Carr. Debbie Carr. Debbie is professor and chair of sociology at Rutgers University. She joined the committee in 2012. Like Lauren, she too got away from us. I do not recall the exact cohort in which we nearly captured her as a scholar, but I do remember the circumstances. She was an assistant professor at Michigan who was coming up for tenure review and wanted to be a part of the Michigan Scholars Program. But program rules at that time dictated that she move to one of the other sites. And though another site eagerly hoped to have her in its cohort, the pressure to satisfy the tenure and promotion requirements in Michigan forced her to stay in Ann Arbor. For years, we felt a sense of loss that dissipated only when she joined the NAC many years later. We have rejoiced ever since. And Deborah, we thank you for your service. John Cawley. John is professor of policy analysis and management and of economics at Cornell University and co-director of Cornell's Institute for Health Economics, Health Behaviors, and Disparities. John also joined the committee in 2012, but he had a long history with the program before then, having been a cohort 6 scholar in the Michigan program. John is one of those rare individuals who, busy as he is with so many responsibilities at Cornell and with ASHICon, he still finds time to host or co-host alumni networking receptions. Over the years, he has astutely recruited younger program alumni to Cornell. And with alumni like John, it's easy to build a community of scholars in health policy research. So John, we thank you for your service as an NAC member. Andrea Campbell. Andrea is department head and the Arthur and Ruth Sloan Professor of Political Science at MIT. Andrea has been an NAC member since 2011. But like John, she too has a history with the program dating back to her time as a cohort 8 scholar at the former Yale site. She's been a terrific NAC member, contributing to all aspects of the program and serving as a role model for younger scholars. In addition to producing scholarly work, she has written for lay audiences, including a compelling account of her sister-in-law's health problems and struggles in navigating the maze of health insurance in America. Andrea, thank you for your many contributions to the program. Ruben Rumbaugh. Ruben is Distinguished Professor of Sociology at the University of California, Irvine. Like Andrea, Ruben also joined the committee in 2011. In addition to his scholarly contributions, he has brought a wry sense of humor to the committee. He not only enlivened the discussion around scholar applicants during the selection process, but also was a great traveling companion on a site visit to Michigan, where one night we sampled a wine from Argentina. It was an astonishingly smooth and wonderfully enjoyable wine, and Ruben, true to form, went home and researched its origins thoroughly. He discovered that it contained 8 different grape varietals that had been accidentally mixed together as a result of a 2011 earthquake in the Mendoza region. Based on his research, some of us immediately went out and purchased every last remaining bottle that we could find. Ruben, it has been a great pleasure to have you as an NAC member, and we all agree that you could be our wingman and sommelier anytime. Thank you for all of your contributions to the program. David Pello. David is the Delson Professor of Environmental Studies and Director of the Global Environmental Justice Project at the University of California, Santa Barbara. David has been a member of the committee since 2010 and previously had been a Cohort 5 scholar in the Berkeley UCSF program. It's a little-known fact that David left the program after only 1 year, when both he and his wife were recruited to faculty positions at the University of Colorado in Boulder. Richard Scheffler and I did all that was humanly possible to keep him in the Berkeley UCSF program, including making flexible travel arrangements, but that would have meant long periods of separation from his family, and in the end, David felt that family had to come first. We respected his decision to depart after 1 year. It was kind of like watching Luke Skywalker not complete his Jedi training. But what the hell? We knew he would become a superstar. So when an opportunity came along to recruit him to the NAC, we pounced. Fortunately, when he agreed to join the committee, he already had attained the level of Jedi Master. David, we thank you for your service to the NAC. Diane Pinderhughes. Diane is professor of political science and Africana studies at the University of Notre Dame. Diane has served on the NAC since 2008, and she has been a real trooper, not only in terms of her contributions to NAC discussions during scholar application review, but also in terms of having participated in site visits at all 3 universities over the years. One of those site visits occurred during the recession in 2010, and as part of an austerity measure intended to reduce travel expense, Diane joined the visit by virtual means. However, during the call, the technology failed, and Diane somehow was disconnected. For 20 frustrating minutes, she desperately tried in vain to get our attention, but we didn't realize what had happened and simply thought that she was being unusually quiet. When she finally was able to reconnect, she vented her frustration, and who could blame her? After that experience, site visits returned to what they had been, actual in-person visits. Diane, we're grateful that you didn't resign from the committee on the spot that day, and we thank you for all of your service to the NAC. Karen Cook. It's that long Oscar walk, to the front. Here we go. Karen is the Ray Lyman Wilbur Professor of Sociology and the Director of the Institute for Research in the Social Sciences at Stanford University. Karen has served on the committee since 2002. She has been a source of incredible stability among the sociologists on the committee. Whenever we needed to recruit new members, she was always helpful in identifying fantastic candidates. What else would you expect from a sociologist who is a leading scholar in social psychology? Like our other NAC members, she has held high-ranking academic positions within her university, but always found the time to participate fully and actively in all program activities. Karen, thank you for your dedicated service to the program. Bobby Wolf. Commercial break. Bobby is the Richard A. Easterlin Professor of Economics, Population Health Sciences, and Public Affairs in the La Follette School of Public Affairs at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Ever since she joined the NAC in 1997, Bobby has been an indispensable member, always willing to help with whatever was needed, conducting site visits, moderating sessions at annual meetings, and recruiting economists to the committee. And like other NAC members, she always found time to do things for the program despite heavy responsibilities at Wisconsin, including being director of the La Follette School of Public Affairs for several years. Bobby, words cannot fully express our gratitude for your 19 years of outstanding service on the NAC. And last, but certainly not least, Mark Peterson. I know it feels a little like NFL draft day, but I'm not. But I ain't Roger Goodell. Mark is professor of public policy, political science, and law, and also currently is the chair of the Department of Public Policy in the Luskin School of Public Affairs at UCLA. Mark has been a committee member since the beginning of the first Clinton administration. You do the math. And he has provided exceptional leadership as chair since 2002 when Rashi Fine stepped down. Some of you will recall that Mark achieved rock star status several years ago when scholars routinely acclaimed his policy talks in annual meetings. I will bet that somewhere in Prince's treasure trove of unpublished music, there is a song titled Mark Peterson rocks. And if there isn't, there really ought to be one. But in all seriousness, Mark has been a remarkable leader, colleague, and friend. I have turned to him countless times over the years for advice and support, and he has never disappointed me. Mark, having you as committee chair for the past 14 years translated into a partner whose wisdom, friendship, and trust made my job much easier. Devoted service to the program. Really wanted to hit that century mark, but tonight I'm delighted to report that 71 alumni are attending this year's meeting, more than we have ever had in the past by far. While I would love to recognize each of them individually, we'd be sitting here until tomorrow's breakfast if I tried to introduce them all. So would all program alumni be so kind as to stand for just a moment while we take this opportunity to honor you. Okay. We'll have them come up. And I'm told that Lauren Baker is now in the house. So Lauren, come up here. So Lauren, I told them already that we tried to recruit you, but you turned us down for Stanford. And no. It was the right decision at the time. We know that, but we're really glad that you agreed to join the NAC years later. So we thank you for your 3 years of service on the committee.